Good afternoon, this is KOCO Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane for your December, not November, December 2nd noon weather briefing. Big weather story out there across Oklahoma early this morning. I think a lot of us were dealing with that dense fog, and we're still seeing that dense fog here shaded in white as of this recording at about 10:45. Conditions, visibility looks to be improving in Oklahoma County, but not in Cleveland County. Solar radiation, this takes into account the amount of radiation coming in. The lower the number, the less sunlight you have available. That would usually indicate fog and low clouds, and we're still seeing that across basically from Tulsa down into Norman and more, but we're not seeing that at Oklahoma County. Notice how the numbers are certainly much higher. Western Oklahoma, visibility looking much better as well. As we look here into Wellington, Kansas, this would show some foggy conditions. Wellington, Kansas is going to be in extreme southern Kansas there. As we look into western OKC here, conditions certainly look much better. This right here, this is coming in from more, shows still the fog hanging around. And then in Midwest City, conditions are improving. As we watch our next storm system get some strength up and towards the Pacific Northwest. Here it is right here, already starting to see those winds shift out of the north and northern parts of Montana around Glacier National Park. And again, this is going to be that bitterly cold air that we're talking about getting ready to move in here. But first, as we look at the Tuesday morning is likely going to be another foggy start to the day, just like this morning. You can see relative humidity is going to be very high from East Texas through OKC, eastern Oklahoma, and into Kansas. As we look at the temperature setup for tomorrow, that cold air, it is surging southward. You can see here teens and single digits for highs across the Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming. As we look here into Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, temperature still in the 60s and 70s. That cold air will continue to move south as we go into Wednesday afternoon. You can see here temperatures for highs only in the single digits across Nebraska, Kansas, temperatures in the 20s and 30s. And here in Oklahoma, temperatures for highs only in the 40s. We're still going to see a few 60s and 70s in southeastern Oklahoma and Texas, but that will not last long. As we go into early Thursday midday here, likely going to see some sleet and a little bit of rain, mainly south of I-44 here, even a little bit of snow in northern and western Oklahoma. As we look into Thursday afternoon, temperatures are going to be quite cold. You can see we've already said goodbye to those 70s in southeastern Oklahoma. Temperatures only in the 20s and 30s for Oklahoma City. This is for Thursday afternoon. Temperatures only in the 20s. Teens in Kansas, single digits in Nebraska, and below zero temperatures in North Dakota. This is going to be some bitterly cold air. Still going to have some moisture present. Not going to see a whole lot of moisture present, but we will have some. We're still going to be dealing with a wintry mix / snow potential, mainly across I-44 as we go into Friday morning, and this will lead to some slick and hazardous travel, especially in southern Oklahoma. Temperatures there are going to be cold enough where we could be dealing with a wintry mix, something that we will have to watch pretty closely. For Saturday afternoon, Bedlam here, we're going to be dealing with some nasty cold here. Temperature only in the 20s, and again, this is going to be for daytime highs. You can see even down into Texas, 20s and 30s for highs, teens and 20s in Kansas, single digits in teens in Nebraska, and look at all this below zero air that's going to be stretching across Montana, North Dakota, and Minnesota. And even as we look into Sunday, temperatures are still going to be at or below freezing across Oklahoma as you go in towards Kansas and Nebraska. So this is going to be some bitterly cold air, but temperatures will eventually begin to warm up. We're going to talk more about this cold and the threat for wintry weather coming up tonight on KOCO News at 5, 6, and 10. See you then.